The Trash Taste podcast supports Hasan Piker. No wonder they're called Trash Taste.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So today we're going to be talking about the Trash Taste podcast because over the past day or so, they have been facing more controversy than they arguably have ever faced before. Now, the Trash Taste podcast is a podcast that largely focuses on anime and Japan, and their three hosts are the Anime Man, Sea-Dog VA, and Giguk, who are three prominent channels who have largely focused on anime and Japan throughout their careers. And right now they're facing a lot of backlash for their most previous podcast episode. And as you can see here, they had a special guest that caused this controversy. And that special guest is, of course, Hasan Piker. Now,
Hasan terrorists did nothing wrong to Piker. What a time to be alive.
respect these three individuals, but I think they massively miscalculated how people
I don't really. I don't hate them necessarily, by the way, but I definitely do not respect them in the slightest. Like, what the fuck is there to respect?
would receive Hasan as a guest on their anime-focused podcast in the year.
Also, by the way, this is not even the first time. I don't hate these guys, but one thing is they are literally gonna take anyone on who even potentially could grow their careers. They are in bed with the Ludwigs, the Hassans, Pokemans, these kinds of people. Don't think Pokemon has ever been on their podcast, but effectively you know that deep down they're fake as shit. Again, still don't necessarily hate them, but deep down they are as fake as shit, and I know that. Because they are literally in bed with all of these Hasan type of individuals and whatnot. And you know that everyone who is friends with Hasan is an absolute scumbag.
Year 2025. As you can see, the like-dislike ratio on this is pretty much 50-50. 16,000 likes versus 15,000 dislikes. There's over 20,000 comments on this video right now, and you'd be hard-pressed to find any of them that are positive. And almost all of them are talking about the choice.
Oh, wow, so they gave up on deleting the comments? The first time I heard about this was like a day or two ago when I heard that Hasan was on this podcast and they're now deleting all the negative Hasan comments. So there's so much Hasan comments negative that they literally decided to give up. Also, Hasan tried to like bomb this thing because he was on it. He literally blatantly directed his audience on Twitch to go and like and write positive comments on this.
Choice of Hasan Piker as the special guest for this because he is a very controversial figure right now. And the irony of this, of course, is that they had him on the podcast about 2 years ago, and they didn't receive anywhere near this level of backlash because times have changed. Okay, there's always been controversy surrounding Hasan, but over the past
times have changed, but the fact that Hasan's still a big deal have not changed.
Year or so, there's been so many things that have been dredged up, so many recent controversies involving him as well, that now a lot of people are aware of what he thinks and what he does and the things he's done in the past, and they don't like it. They don't want him associated with anything they like, including the Trash Taste podcast. There are whole websites right now dedicated to Hasan and his goons and all of the crazy stuff he has done, including being a terrorist sympathizer, sharing terrorist propaganda on stream, saying America deserved 9/11, and other just disgusting comments. There's so many of them that it's hard to keep track. And at this point, like, I'm sure that pretty much every single thing he's done, if someone committed one of those things as a content creator, their career would be over. But here he is, still standing and still getting collabs and being glazed over by journalists on a regular basis. It's absolutely insane. Now, like I said, I think the boys here on Trash Taste, they miscalculated how bad this choice of guest would be received. This happened at the end.
Well, that's true.
End of the podcast where they're discussing basically how they think people will perceive Hasan as a guest, and that, well, it might have a couple of negative comments.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on.
Of course. No worries.
And I feel like this time is less controversial that I'm on. Now that I've been on one time, they're used to it. So it'll be
Yeah, we'll
fine.
still get some
Yeah, we're
people
about to
talented
see.
about it. I guarantee there'll be like 5 comments of somebody's like, I can't believe they had him back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a little more than 5 comments, unfortunately.
Well, again, it's these people live in completely separate bubbles of reality. The only thing that separates, I think, these people from your typical left-wing lunatic on average, as far as I can tell, considering everything I know about this, which may not be the full story. I'm not an expert on them, but the fact that they just make anime stuff. Other than that, I definitely think that all of these people are very, 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 very close to as insane liberals as you can honestly get.
Fortunately, there's about 20,000 as of recording this video. It's like a day and a half after the episode was released, and you can see a lot of people not happy. This is just a random crop of comments here. Let's read a few. This person with 1,400 likes saying, I prefer my anime discussion not involve a guy who celebrated the death of innocent civilians in no less than 2 different recent modern conflicts and who carries water for authoritarian regimes and celebrates terrorists indiscriminately attacking civilian vessels at sea, abducting their crews, and who still stone women to death for not...
That's honestly a pretty accurate summarization of Hasan. Is this a Destiny sock bucket? Bucket? Count.
Obeying their every command. Thanks. The next one says, Connor, there'll be like 5 comments like, I can't believe they had him back on. Me checks the comment section. Oh, how wrong you were. The next one says, Tibetan here. Congrats for having a Chinese genocide denier on the pod. Very cool, and unsubscribed. Who thought having Hasan is a good idea? This isn't just a simple drama that can be ignored. That's like saying 9/11 is just drama and then proceed to have Bin Laden or Al-Qaeda members as guests to talk about their favorite video games. You guys seriously brought on a guy that is a terrorist sympathizer, glazed a Houthi pirate in his journalist interview, and watches terrorist propaganda videos on stream. Disgusting. And this person says this is not one of those situations where not wanting to talk about drama means ignoring your friend, getting called out for being a terrorist sympathizer, and then platforming him. This is so disappointing. And the comments go on and on and on and on, okay? It's very, very...
Guess Hasan trying to get a lot of good stuff going here about him and didn't work.
Poorly received.
Good.
And this is even more ironic and really just kind of paints a very clear picture about how people in that community view Hasan, because things are overwhelmingly negative, and that's despite Hasan begging his own viewers to, in his words, brigade the video and try to basically counter.
This is not the tweet I'm referring to when I say when I saw him wanting to do this.
All of the negative comments. This was live on his stream.
Too bad. I get irritated from just seeing his face. The guy has said so many profoundly idiotic things that I honestly cannot listen to a word from him. The brigade is on, folks. Get in and actively counter the brigade.
It didn't work. Can you imagine that? It did not work. In fact, it just shows how desperate he is to try to spin the narrative here, and that just made people look even more ridiculous because they're going into the comments section just trying to argue with people, and it didn't work out. But there were some other controversies involving the comment section, including people saying stuff like this. Funny how this comment section suddenly started glazing Hasan after ripping him apart. Don't think we didn't notice that the top comment...
Yeah. This is the worst part probably about this situation is the fact that the trash taste podcast are deleting comments for him. Actually, you know what we can do? We can go here. Okay, so this is the previous stop comment, and now I can just open a YouTube tab and trash takes podcast. There we go. And let's see. Oh, here it is. Hasan 2 days ago.
Blue Lock is a...
Now with a lot more views. Okay, let's see. We don't and have never deleted comments on any episodes. That's their first comment. Wow, how stunning and brave, you say. Sort by top comments. Let's see. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Share my thingamajiggy. Wow, dreadful launch plus first impression. Ooh, I want to click on that very much, but we are a man on a mission, boys. We are a man on a mission. Okay. Okay. So here's this thing. This is it. Okay. And here we go. We don't and have never deleted comments off any episode. And yes, the guy blah 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 fabricating stuff. And I have sorted by top comment, which means that when we get to 1.4k comments, we should theoretically see the person who said, "I'd prefer my anime discussions not involving something." And I'm not really seeing it. Yeah, and now there's now it's not even close to 1k. So let's go up in case we missed it. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, so well, I'm not seeing that comment, which is very interesting. Let's read this. Based bin gnusis. Kind sus, not gonna lie. Translate to English, okay. Yep, these people don't realize how YouTube shitty comment system or anyone. I'm trying. Okay, no, this person does not realize how YouTube's comment system works. Okay, let me tell you something. If the YouTube comment system does not allow your comment, it is not gonna appear in the first place. It's just not gonna be there. YouTube's comment system decides, depending on how strict you put it, will the comment appear or not in the first place? The YouTube comment system does not magically fucking go around deleting all of the existing comments. Okay? So that's a blatant lie, so I'm kind of not buying this situation, that's for sure, okay? Especially when we look at something like this, like these two comments. There's nothing bad in them. Absolutely nothing.
To a word from him. They are.
In fact, it just shows how desperate he is to try to spin the narrative here, and that just made people look even more ridiculous because they're going into the comments section just trying to argue with people, and it didn't work out. But there were some other controversies involving the comments section, including people saying stuff like this. Funny how this comment section suddenly started glazing Hasan after ripping him apart. Don't think we didn't notice that the top comment got removed. Here's another one saying, sad to see they had to delete so many comments. I like trash taste, but this is very disappointing. Insecure much. Now, there was a lot of comments like this on social media claiming that trash tastes were going around and deleting some of the top comments that were attacking Hasan. Now, this was the
very hard to not
official response pinned to the video by Trash Taste, saying simply, we don't and have never deleted comments on any episodes. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I believe them. Okay, a lot of people will still say I don't believe you, but I generally think they're telling the truth here. Especially when you have a video like this. I can speak from experience. I've never gotten like 20,000 comments in the first 24 hours on videos, but I've had some with like 10,000 videos that have popped off. And I can tell you, when you get a lot of comments coming in a short span of time, it completely busts the comment section. Okay, you'll have the top comments, the most liked ones, falling down underneath hundreds of other ones. Some will just straight up disappear. And then you also have situations where some of the comments get...
yeah, he's referring to the fact that we saw when I just checked that there are rising comments that have like hundreds of likes, but they're amongst the comments with thousands of likes. That will solve itself out though, but it's been 3 days since this thing launched, or was it 4 days? 2 days. 2 days. Okay, so almost 3 days. That is enough time for the comment section to sort itself out. Okay, from Rev's video to right now, it's been only 5.5k additional comments. So most of this should not be a problem.
Get flagged, they get auto-flagged by YouTube, and they're held for review. And, you know, while we're here talking about this subject...
held for review is also a thing that's just gonna instantaneously make the comment vanish. It doesn't even appear.
Same thing for me. I've never deleted a single comment on any of my videos. If your comment doesn't show up, it's because it got auto flagged for review and it just never got approved because they catch so many, it's impossible to keep track with these flag comments that happen over and over again, pretty much every minute on YouTube. But yes, like I said, I think I do believe that they were not deleting these.
But again, those two systems. By the way, well, technically, I guess that one system, but there's like pending review comment, aka YouTube thinks, oh, maybe this is not actually that bad. But there's also the situation where YouTube just doesn't completely deletes it because it thinks it's 100% bad, and there's no question about it.
Comments, and it's just unfortunate timing. But some people saw their response here, and they're even more angry, and I kind of understand where they're coming from because we're seeing kind of two main issues everyone's talking about right now, right? The overwhelming majority of people are criticizing the choice of special guest. There was also some people saying that there was comments being deleted. They only addressed one of the two things. They went after...
By the way, I literally do not see a world where Hasan doesn't check the comments on this. Well, we already know he did, right? We saw his reply. And then he doesn't contact them in private and say, hey, delete these comments. There is no world where Hasan does not do that, right? It is just 100% reasonable to assume. Because Hasan has did it for pretty much all his videos, even from his friends like fucking Ludwig and stuff like that. He just deletes them.
The much smaller issue of deleting comments. They felt the energy and need to address that, but not to address all of the anger directed towards them and the disappointment for choosing Hasan as a guest for this episode. It shows to many that they don't really seem to care about the complaints and the wishes of people who are not happy about this situation. So it's almost like speaking on that one issue kind of raised some alarms about the other issue and shows that they don't really want to address it, but they felt comfortable enough and felt the need to address this whole deleted comments controversy going on over the past day. Now,
my phone's
there's
going
also some
off.
other stuff I was seeing on Reddit, on their subreddit. A lot of debate. People very polarized about this. Some people were very angry about the choice of guests.
Reddit and polarized. Wow. Unexpected.
Some people tried to defend it. Some people tried to call out some of the things going on. But I saw this part here that was interesting. Under the actual official post here, you see someone saying this: first time seeing a 50% like to dislike ratio on Trash Taste episode, assuming the extension is accurate 30 minutes after the upload, which it's still at 50% all this time later. And then this person says with 112 updates, saying it was the same last time he was on. Like I said earlier, they had Hasan on the podcast about 2 years ago, and this is it. No, they were not received the same. In fact, with 2.5 million views.
I don't trust this extension, by the way. This extension has been proven
on this video, they only received
for the 50% also. It's not like it's going to be right for the 50% and it's going to be wrong for this. The extension in general is bunk because it just kind of calculates the probability or something like that. It doesn't actually know the amount of dislikes.
7K dislikes. The current dislike number on the latest episode is already over 15,000. Double on only about 200,000 views. So about 1/10 of the views, but double the dislikes. That's crazy. And of course, the ratio is receiving him as a guest. You can see here. Really disappointing that you guys are platforming this hateful piece of crap on an anime podcast. This will affect if I watch your content in the future, which really disappoints me as I like you guys and have been a supporter since the start. I don't have an issue that you brought on this political joke, but why delete comments? And you can see that was eventually debunked. Expect him to blame DGG again for all the backlash. Man, Trash Taste fell off if y'all brought on Hasan. Obviously discussed here with 4,800 likes. You guys are so gross for platforming this loser, LMAO. Y'all support terrorists now, whack, unsubscribe, and it goes on and on and on.
Oof. Well, anyway, that was Rip Says This. So Hasan is what it is. Bye.